hello, Jacob, and hello, Emma. The podcast just started. I don't know if you two are aware. I have a really bad tendency to, just start it without giving any warning. And so, this time I'm giving warning.
I appreciate it.
It's all good.
Sorry.
Well, you know what I think I just realized? Emma was out of the room getting rid of Orpheus. And, I thought she came back silently.
Oh. I did
I'm
too.
so sorry. I'm so
That's
sorry.
okay, I
You didn't hear
apologize.
any of that. I was saying we're gonna get started. And then I started the timer. We can reset. We've only been recording for 1 minute. Well, we've been a lot longer, but when I'm considering castiness. Wait. This is another good reason for the cameras. I should have thought of to know when we're really there and when we're not there. It'd be kind of funny though if we just keep rolling and she's like in and out. I
I
like
become
that.
a floating member, not in the sense that I'm not always there per episode, but that I'm not always there per minute.
Oh yeah. Literally just floating around. Can't get near the mic.
Ghosty. What would you guys do if I'd been a ghost this whole time?
Oh my god. I think Jacob and I would enact, we'd put into action the knowledge Derek gave us about how to make a real, what are the plasma pack? No, I wouldn't want to capture you. That seems really, evil. But remember, what do they use in Ghostbusters? Proton pack. Or whatever. Remember...
That's something. Yeah, we talked about this when I visited you, I think.
I was gonna say, we had a conversation about... Because Derek told me a while ago... We talked on one of the podcasts, I feel like, about, how... Was Dan Aykroyd? One of those Ghostbuster guys... Probably him, because he's, the crazy one. But one of those Ghostbuster guys saying, oh yeah, you could make a proton pack. It would cost, $1 million, but you could make one, and it would work. And I was telling Jacob about it, yeah, you could make a thing that, shoots out protons. And you were explaining, yeah, it definitely probably wouldn't do what they're saying it would do. And I just... Between you and me, we could make a working one. One that really... I mean, realistically, it'd be between you, and I would stand there and, watch you do all the science. I'd put it together. That's what I'd do.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
I could cut all the parts. Yeah, I could fabricate it.
Yeah,
You could
dude,
do all the science.
I don't know how to build stuff. I'm just a physicist.
You write out. Yeah, I'll draft up the design. You give me all the math, and then it'll be perfect. And then if you were a ghost,
3 easy steps.
3 easy steps, just like a video game. 3 easy steps. And Emma, we would use that to keep you anchored so that you wouldn't float away from the mic.
Oh, there we go.
We'd put you in the proton pack and then put a microphone in the proton pack.
Oh, that's very fun. Thank you. That's kind.
Is it kind though? I mean, you'd be a ghost trapped in a proton pack. I wonder.
I mean, yeah, but I still want to participate.
Yeah, I think if we ask if she wants to go in, then it's fine. But if we just shove her in, that's probably not fine.
Yeah.
I think I could learn to forgive you guys.
Yeah. You have eternity. I mean, eventually we join you in there.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Hey. Yeah, and then it becomes this crazy afterlife party where we're all hanging out in the proton pack.
Hanging out in a proton pack, a mile of unfinished business to attend to.
We're just stuck in there waiting like a genie in a lamp. How about that? Some lucky fool moves into an apartment and he finds in the closet, oh, what's this? And he rubs it and 3 fucking ghost genies pop out.
Not 1, but 3.
Yeah.
That'd be bonkers.
What I'm imagining, because
9 wishes.
with the words proton pack, I assume it's more complicated than this, but like in my head, what I picture is the consistency of like an unfrozen ice pack. And I like the idea of that being left like on the floor of a closet in some, some Boston apartment, and some person picking it up and being like, I should rub this.
Just some like wet, like plastic bag full of goo.
Yeah.
Now, have you seen Ghostbusters? It's like the little backpacks.
I have, but it's been years. Oh, it's
Yeah,
the
that's fair.
backpack. Okay.
Oh, no, you know what? Yeah, the backpack's got all the electro bits to charge it, but the actual bag, like you know how a vacuum, like a vacuum doesn't look like the sack that sucks in all the dust, right? I bet it's something like that. Yeah, so it would be that. It would be, so inside the proton pack there is a proton pouch, like you just described, Emma, that actually holds all the ghosts.
And a lot of dust.
And a lot of dust. Yeah. I wonder, if it attracts ghosts. Who knows what else it attracts, right?
That is a good question. Do you think it could catch like a poltergeist?
Yeah, I mean that's a type of, I'm thinking about otherworldly or even mundane. Like maybe you get a, what are those things called? A silverfish in there or something,
Oh, gross.
Yeah, rolling around with the ghosts.
I don't want that. Oh, it's gonna be dark in there. Unless we glow. Do we glow?
I don't know. We're not ghosts yet. Well, you're.
I might be. It's just
right.
light out. I can't.
You said, what if I was a ghost this whole time? Not, I am a ghost. So we're really sitting in a hypothetical sphere here. So this is really a good way to start the day, I think.
I agree.
In pure fantasy.
Who needs coffee when you've got ghosts?
You know what's funny about that you mentioned, that like alternative means of waking up, if that's the topic we've just transitioned to. When I was at my first KCACTF, for those of you who don't know, I'm not even going to get into it. It's the Kennedy Center,
yeah,
American
College
Arts
Theater Festival.
What? It sounds like a bunch of random words.
I know. Everybody calls it like KFC or something, as a joke, but yeah, KCACTF, it does just sound like a bunch of. Anyway, that's not important. What is important is the guy my room was connected to. So I mean, man, maybe I do need to give a little bit of context. It's a college festival for your colleges, and the point is you'll rent out like a whole floor essentially for your school. I mean, not literally, like you'll share
like a bit of a wing.
Yeah, my point is, like, you know how like in a hotel they've got like, it's a hallway and there's rooms on either side. Essentially one side of that hallway would be like a school, and then the other side would be like another school. And so some hotel rooms, and this is what's so, well, maybe it isn't so strange now that I think about it, because they probably knew we all knew each other, and that's what these sort of hotel rooms are for, because there are some hotel rooms where there's a door against a wall, and when you open it, it leads into the neighboring hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that strange?
Yeah, there's a door, and then you can open it up to a second door. But if that door is opened up through the other person's room, then it's like a connector.
Oh, this was different. This was no, this was straight up just a one-to-one door that we just left open all the time, like we were all just chilling.
Oh, well, that's cool.
But now that I think about it, I feel like that's for families, for sure. Like the parents buy one room and then they give the other room to the kids, and then you can keep it open, and it's almost like a. Because in my head, just because I was gonna make a joke about like, why would you ever need that? That's so strange, except for this one specific circumstance where two schools or a school. But anyway, total tangent. What I'm getting at,
No, I was just gonna say, when we went this last round, the room that my friend Lorraine and I shared, we had that connector, but with our director/coach. So we were like, please be careful with the door.
Oh my god. And
Those
Lorraine's
different
a
shenanigans.
feisty young woman.
I love Lorraine.
and she likes to have a good time. And so that must have been so stressful, because I'm sure she still had a good time, regardless.
Hell yeah!
We had a
Kept it in the other rooms.
remember. Well, that happened to her when you and I went. Don't you remember? It wasn't like two of our professors were neighboring and anyway.
Oh really?
It wasn't the same door situation, but she was right next. Yes, director was right next door, and I remember going in there a few times and it being like, oh, this is like the crazy room. There was one time I like bounced. I was like, it's getting too hot in here. I'm not gonna be sitting in here when everything goes wrong. Like, I'm getting the fuck out. You guys can all get in trouble, and I'll be in my room hanging out. But anyway, I totally sidetracked us. Waking up alternatives. This guy in the adjacent room. I strolled in there one morning, very groggy and tired, angry that another student of ours had crept into our room the night before and took all of our coffee. Which my roommate, I was like, dude, why? He's like, well, I don't drink it. I was like, yeah, but I do. I don't care about you. I care about
That's
me.
so rude.
Yeah, I was annoyed. He just assumed I didn't drink it for some reason. And I was like, do you know me, dude? Like, whatever. I'm always drinking coffee. I'm drinking coffee right now.
Oh yeah.
He was like, alternative to coffee, eat an apple and drink a glass of water. Wakes you right up.
I
You
mean,
guys
sure.
So, yeah, okay. Literally, anything will wake you up at that rate. Fuck it.
I gotta get up to go grab okay, maybe there's a glass of water beside my bed from before I went to sleep, but then yeah, the process of waking up and grabbing an apple and eating an apple. Wow, I'm more awake than I was 5 minutes ago. No shit.
I know, right? That's kind of what I thought too. Is I was like, okay, you could say that about almost anything at this rate. Like, well, I got up and drank a glass of milk, and suddenly I was awake. I don't. It's like, yeah, you're.
I got up and I made myself a bowl of cream of mushroom soup. And you know what? Nothing jazzed me better.
I stuffed that down. That mushrooms, all that vitamin D, couldn't handle it.
I honestly
Like
don't really
sun.
like eating right after I get up.
No, neither do I. I'm like nauseous. Unless, you know what I've started doing though? I've started working out in the morning. And that gets me hungry. And that's the thing. I read that somewhere that, yeah, like a little, like, not even a lot, like a walk, like a little, like, exercise, like any sort of, like, aerobic or whatever activity can, like, get the metabolism going in the morning.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think because, like, you haven't eaten for, like, 8 hours. So I think it's, like, it teaches your body to use fat or something. I think I've heard, like, it's something.
There are also, on that, isn't it crazy, like, if you've ever seen those survival shows, like, your stomach...
Oh my god.
Your stomach is so... Huh?
Oh, I started watching one, actually, called Alone, and it's
Yeah!
wild.
Is that on Netflix?
Yeah, they have one season on Netflix and the rest on Hulu, I think.
Dude, I watched all of that season. Have you finished it?
Yeah!
It's fucking bananas.
It is!
Isn't that fucking crazy? Okay, major spoilers. We're gonna ruin the show for you, Emma. Do you mind?
No, I don't mind.
This is a gruesome
Okay, cool.
show, by the way. Like, they do not hide. This guy in the first episode shoots a squirrel through the fucking eyes.
What?
Dead eye shot. I gotta say, like, that guy, good fucking job. Like, what a fucking shot. He's got this bow and arrow. He's got this bow and arrow, and like on a whim, he nails this thing like a cartoon. In the right eye, out the left eye. Perfectly through. Like, the thing was dead in an instant. Insane. Like, he's like, you've gotta see this. And he holds it up to the camera, and it's like, holy shit. Like, good thing you got that on video, bro. But, this dude bags a fucking moose on, like, what, a weekend or something? Like, he gets it real early on. Or not that early. But he's dying because there's not enough fat. And so he's just eating protein. And so his body is, like, destroying itself. And they come out there, and he's just in there like, dude, I've got a whole moose I literally have more food than probably anybody on the show right now, and I'm starving. Like, it's just crazy.
And like his fat kept getting stolen. Like he would
That,
like get a
dude,
fish, take the fat, or like peel all this fat off the moose, and then like a
that
Wolverine
bothered
or something
the
would come and
fuck
steal it.
out of me. Those fucking he catches that one Wolverine, and I was like, dude, fucking string that thing up. Show all the other ones like stay back. They don't care, obviously. They'll just eat it. But that was the one thing I was like, dude, you can't keep putting. He had all these sweet like Russian tribal techniques that were like, he wins the show. I was rooting for him and that one woman who made that. This one dude, Emma, this one woman fucking catches a rabbit and turns it into a scarf. It was fucking badass. She was so fucking cool. She was like my favorite. Her and
She
him.
was so
they were
close,
like,
dude. I felt so bad, like
she was fucking smart though. Like that. And go on. Sorry.
cause she like tapped out. Like to be fair, she was like definitely starving and probably lost a shit ton of weight.
And she
But-
knew it though.
Yeah, so like super, definitely probably good call. She's very smart. But I felt so bad because like the other guy wasn't doing that well either, and I'm just like wondering like would she have stayed in if she knew how close she was?
I know, right? That's the whole. So the whole point of the show, Emma, it's this. What they do is they take like, I think they take 10 people, right? And
Yep.
they drop them, and then they can take 10 items with them, and basically they put them in a remote wilderness, and they have a radio with them, and it's like for one use only, and it's to tap out, and essentially it's to see how long, and they're not near any of each other, like they're completely isolated from each other, and they don't know where the other participants are, and the idea is to see how long they can go in the wilderness before they have to call in and tap out. And like some people tap out like on the first day. Dude, one guy, they dropped him
his
and
leg
he
immediately.
broke. I'm fucking glad he left. He pissed me off. Like he was so like fuck these hippies, and it was the hippies that fucking kicked ass.
Dude, that girl that was second to last or almost won. She was like the stereotypical hippie at the beginning. She was like licking sap off of a tree. I thought it was the greatest thing.
No, dude,
it was amazing.
She legit went crazy. She like had like mental health issues because of her hunger. Like you could fucking tell she was going insane out there. Like she starts like she's a little weird at the beginning of the show. As you go into it, after like she starts eating fucking rabbit intestines. And like she says they taste really good. I guarantee you that's like some hallucinogen going on there. Like she's so hungry, she's like hallucinating this cuz like she was eating shit. She was eating rabbit shit and saying it tasted like flowers. And it's like
well,
I
no,
can kind of
she wasn't eating the actual.
I know it wasn't actual shit. It was like before it becomes shit, but like
no, it was the intestine. It was the intestine line.
I mean, yeah, before it becomes shit, it's coming through the pipe to become rabbit shit.
Right? No, it's the thing that stores it. It's not the actual stuff that becomes the shit.
Oh, it's the shit sack.
Yes.
No, dude, well, because it's the digested food that she's eating, though.
No. She cleaned that out. I'm like 100% sure.
No, because her whole impetus was that I'm gonna look back at the show because she says this weird thing about like it's the food that thing ate before it's like my point is she goes fucking nuts. She even makes a fucking rabbit mask out of that rabbit and starts like wearing it when they come and show up and take her away.
No, that was
She
a different
crazy.
lady. That was
okay.
the black-haired lady.
Okay. I'm
really
sorry.
dark
okay,
hair.
So,
Yeah.
yes. No, all right. My mistake. Yeah, not Monia. Monia was the cool one. It's like
I think Nikki made the weird mask.
that's the woman I'm talking about. That woman.
Oh yeah.
Was banana.
Oh yeah.
She was cool though, cause like what I liked about her was she's like I've literally done this before. Like I spent 2 years in the woods with my friend once on our own, which is like. Okay, so you won the show. You've literally already done this. But anyway,
dude, she kept messing up though. Like,
I know!
other
That
than the
was
guy
driving
that
me
broke his
insane.
leg, she was the
She-
only one that got hurt, and it was multiple times.
She poked herself with an arrow walking back from a hunt. She fucking cut her finger open. She burned her fucking thing down.
She got bit by a squirrel.
Oh yeah! Oh my god! Oh my god! That was fucking bananas.
She had
was
it
so
by the
crazy.
tail, and it was in a snare, and she went to grab it with her other hand and got bit by it.
Yeah.
Oh.
It fucking chomped her. But yeah, basically, yeah, the whole show is they're out there and they see how long they can last, and then once yeah, you don't know when the other people tap out, so you don't know how long you're out there unless you find a way to keep track, and you don't know, if you're the last person, and so they just stay out there, and then they'll show up with a loved one, or someone, like they tried to bring something so it's like, hey, you fucking did it, dude, you won. And then they will pull people out for medical reasons. Like there were the people, I
Most
love
people,
it.
I think, got pulled out because of that.
No,
I
dude,
feel like.
see, that's the thing. That's what I loved about the end of
Maybe
the show.
about half.
It came down to, well, so there were some people that tapped out because of things, and then there were some people that they had to, no, you're done. Like the show said, you have to stop. And there were only a handful of those. Like,
no, you're right.
There was that one woman we were just talking about who went bananas. And she, like, that's what I mean, is like when you watch her, that's what I was saying about like the difference between her and Winia or whatever. Like Winia knew, like, I can't stay out here. Like she's getting hungrier and hungrier. She's like, I'm gonna die. And then she is like, hey guys, I gotta tap out. And they're like, good, because you're right on the line. Like we were gonna pull you anyway.
I know, Winia was so cool. She was on top of it. I just felt bad. She couldn't get enough food.
That was so frustrating. It's like some of them were put in like really nice spots, and I feel like they just couldn't take advantage of it. And then some of them were put in like really, like that one dude, they put him in a place that had just experienced like a really bad, like the guy that won. He's like, I'm on this island. I look around. It's everything around me is burnt down. Like a huge forest fire came through here and like desolated the place. I don't know how they expect me to survive out here. That one guy, like, anyway, it's a fucking bananas show, and it's just cool to watch like the grit and determination of some of these people, because like that one dude that it starts on, like Ben or something, I can't remember, Barry. They had to pull him, and he was like crying. He's like, no, let me stay. I can do it. Like, especially because like I think he had caught a fish, and they rolled up on him, and he was eating, and he's like, no, see, I'm okay. I'm gonna make it. And they're like, nah, dude, you're gonna die. And then that one woman, she's like, you watch her go from being kind of weird, and then as like if you really pay attention as the show goes on, the one who I thought was crazy, who kept injuring herself, she gets less and less food than anyone, and seems to care less and less about it, and like the shit she says just gets loopier and loopier, and like I feel like they cut a lot of her stuff because it's probably just her like going nuts.
Dude,
I don't know.
Sometimes I felt bad watching it because I was like, oh my god, this feels so personal. And
I know. It was, sorry, we like dominated the conversation with this fucking show.
Sorry, Emma. I'm really sorry.
No, that's fine. I'm very interested. It's like someone watched the Hunger Games and was like, yeah, we can make this about not murdering children.
Oh yeah,
you nailed
it. It was it was so interesting just to watch, like, because there were some people there were people who were like, I'm not fucking leaving. I'm not gonna fucking leave. And it's like, yeah, they hung on by their fucking teeth. That one dude, the one guy who he wanted to use the money to like start like a farm for himself and his girlfriend or something. He annoyed the fuck out of me here and there. But I started to he ate like the fish roe and got sick on like a week or two in, and he was like, that was a big mistake. I was just hungry. I don't know how long that fish was in the water. All these eggs, which are, it's like, hey, yeah. But the only reason he tapped was because it was the dead of winter. They made it to January.
His house burned down.
His fucking shelter burns down.
Like,
and
totally donezo.
Yeah, he's like, I do not have the energy or like capability to try to remake this now. It's too cold. It will take too long. He's like, I'm going to just freeze to death before I like starve to death of this. And like he's sleeping next to the burning rubble because like it's warm. And he calls them in, and they're like, we can't get there until this like shit like that.
He
Made
has
me
to wait
so
like
sad.
8 hours. Dude,
Shit, because like they would get so far into the show, and then something like that would happen, and it's like, oh god, like you started to do well. Like there's a turning point, right? There's a weird seesaw, and there's like after a certain point in time, it's like these people are fucking here, and they start to turn their luck around. Like that one dude started to catch fish. Like the guy that won, he was so fucking nervous when they showed up. Like he's eating when they show up, and he's like, "No, look, like, see, I'm doing all right.
Yeah, dude.
I got all this moose."
He was like, right before they showed up, he was like, "Yeah, I spent all night thinking about what I would tell them to make these seem better."
Oh,
Dude, but his wife shows up, and it's like the nicest, most touching thing on the planet. I don't know where
He gives
she's
her
from.
like a tour of his little shelter.
Yes!
so
Oh my
cool.
god! He's like, we gotta bring the kids out here. This dude, he lives in like some like random place in Virginia, but he spent like years overseas in like Siberia with this
oh wow.
Russian tribe. Yeah, that hunt like reindeer and stuff. And there's footage of him riding reindeer when he's out there, and like he had all these insane like nomadic tribal techniques, and it's in Canada. So that was the one thing we didn't mention. The whole thing is taking place in like the Arctic Circle. Like it's fucking they're way far north, middle of nowhere, Canada. And so this guy's like killing it. Like, yeah, this fucking I'm used to this shit. But his family lives in like the middle of nowhere, and like they show footage of them like before and after and stuff, and it's like you see him and his kids running around out in like the middle of nowhere, and he's like, yeah, I love taking the kids camping and stuff, and he says in the show a few times like, I kind of want to come back here with them later on. I'm like, set the spot up again and do some. It's like this fucking guy like. And like nothing really like upset him. Like you never watch that guy lose his cool. He would get annoyed at things, but he was mostly just worried about getting pulled because he couldn't eat. And then there were some people that get upset. There was that one woman, I felt so bad for her, who she couldn't eat and she couldn't poo in like 14 days. And she was like, well, she had 2 kids, and one of the kids fucked up, forget the name. It's a muscle in your abdomen there, and it got like messed up during one of her births, one of the kids she had. And she was like, there's so much like danger inside my body right now, like if I try to go to the bathroom, there's a good chance I rip my insides out, like they just crumple inside me. And she's like, she had to tap for that, and I was like, that's so fucking scary, just having that pressure in your body and just knowing. And she's like, I may like this could prevent me from having kids again. I don't know if I want to do that to myself.
Oh my god.
Holy shit, like the decision, like that's the people that the show is fucking cool for. Like the one dude that broke his leg in the beginning, let's be real, like he was walking on the worst part of that shore. Like he picked like the most craggiest, like rockiest, like ankle biter spot that you could be walking around in to be scouting for fish. It's like, dude, you have to stay out here all winter, right? And he just fucking breaks his leg. And it's like, that's you being dumb, man. That's you not paying attention. Like, it's a good thing you fucking broke your leg now. Like, you probably would have died out here. And he's like this old grandpa. And he's like, oh, I've been big game. It's all about the big game. You got to catch the big game. And then it's the people that are like, eating fucking fungus. And they're like, you gotta start small, catch a squirrel, and then catch a rabbit, and then you'll have the energy to catch and then those people fucking won.
Dude, but I love that. Every single person though, they would be like starving, they'd be like, oh my god, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. They're like, this is it for me, and then they catch like one squirrel, and they're like, yeah, I'm on top of this, I'm the best, I'm gonna win. Every single person did that. It's so funny.
I think that goes to show you how just like how much our minds affect everything we do, and like physiologically, like they're in such a desperate point. I mean, realistically, it's like a controlled desperation. You know, like if something really goes wrong, someone's gonna find them and get them. You know, they have those walkies on them all the time. Like I imagine there's some sort of like weird GPS tracking thing on them. Because that was one thing I always thought about. I was like, what if they can't find the person? But I imagine they
the other season 3 makes it like feel much more like a game show, but they in the beginning they like explained that like the walkie-talkie has a GPS on
That's
stuff,
what I figured.
so I think they can find them.
There was a Man vs. Wild special where they were showing like how search and rescue finds people that are lost, and he went out there with some sort of like thing, and he was like, this isn't even necessarily communication. This is literally just constantly emitting a signal to nearby like towers and stuff, so that like it was like some special device given to like hardcore outdoors people that go to like really places. Like, yeah, this is just constantly emitting a signal, and those people know that I'm out here, and so that like if I don't return by this date, they're like, oh, we gotta go find this guy, and they found him easily. Like they tracked him down. But yeah, dude, I think that just goes to show you how like I don't know, just like how much like little things can make a difference. Because yeah, like they find a fucking squirrel and they're like on top of the world. That one woman cried every time she killed something, and was like, thank the earth and thank the mother, and like they get so excited. And it's like, man, that's like kind of wholesome, but also like you're eating a rodent. Crazy stuff. But yeah, wacky show. Definitely
What's
like
it called again?
Alone. Just Alone. I think all the other seasons are on Hulu.
Yeah, a bunch of them are on Hulu.
But yeah, we just spent like fucking 20 minutes talking about that crazy ass show. Good stuff. Yeah, wacky fucking show. I didn't even think of that as a topic to talk about, but yeah, it was. I'm glad I watched that. I definitely I recommend watching it, but yeah, be prepared to see some like gross stuff.
I can tell.
Yeah, as far as like gore is. It's also, dude, it's insane. When they do the measurements towards the end, because these people make it like what 4 months. I'm pretty sure.
No,
can't
it's like it's less than 3 months, but more than 2. It's
okay. Because the guy that
like
won,
definitely a long time, but not like a whole year.
I remember it was like 70 something days. I remember being really surprised at how long they were out there. Because that one guy, they start in like September, and that one guy, the guy that won, he's like, yeah, I figure if I can make it to January, I'll be all right. That guy, like, he walked in with the mindset of like, I'll just stay here the whole year. Like, fucking, that's what I mean. It's like, I feel like it takes that type of person to win that show. It's like, oh yeah, I literally did this in Russia. Like, I've lived like this. Fucking banana. And the shelters they'd make were so clever. I don't know. It's gushing about the show. It was just like the one berry. This one, like, it's really interesting to see. Like Monia was so like, I need to make my shelter perfect now when it's warm because it's gonna be fucking freezing later. And then that berry guy, he just makes a teepee out of a tarp and sticks, and he's complaining about being freezing all the time. And it's like, yeah, because you made a shit shelter. This woman has like 2 separate walls of insulation and all this fur in there, and she has like this. She has it worked out like there's like a chimney essentially, like this heat circulation, and she's still cold, but she's doing better than that fucking guy who's like almost freezing to death every night. He's got like ice on the outside of his thing, and she's just sitting in this like domed like wigwam. It's fucking. I love how like. I don't know, people like make fun of those like weird, fringy, hippie people, and it's like, yeah, these are the motherfuckers that are like, you can't fucking, I don't know, you can't stop them. It was just very interesting.
Me.
Yeah, I think unless either of you has anything else you want to bring up, this is our alone episode.
Ghosts in the wilderness.
Ghosts. Hey, those go together though. You know, like ghosts in the woods and stuff, like haunted forests.
Yeah, man.
But I think we should take a quick break, and then reconvene. And
Heck yeah.
questions. We got some questions to get into the second half. So we'll be right back.
I'm loving it.
Hey everybody, guess what? We're back.
I
I don't know if you guys are expecting that. What? I cut you off.
I just said zabba-da-ba-ba-bow.
Zabbity bop bop bow. It's a famous Emma catchphrase. I love it. Gibberish. Yes.
It's a good thing to say when you don't know what to say.
Whenever I'm in a meeting, that's exactly what I do.
You just start
Or, like,
scatting.
have you got the numbers on this? Like, how much do you think this is going to cost? And I think to myself, well, spent the whole night before jerking off, so I didn't do any of that. Zippity bop bop ba dop dop. And then they're just like, fire this guy. And I got out of it. It's not a problem anymore.
That's so horrid.
That's the life I live now. That's my quarantine.
That's so funny.
I'm glad to hear that because this is supposed to be a comedy podcast. And so, if we're not being funny,
Count me amongst the audience.
Yeah, this is an experimental sort of podcasting because we are the only listeners and creators of it. And so it's kind of like a weird, like audience experiment
Yeah.
where the audience is.
2 jobs.
Speaking of which, Emma, I think you had a question for us.
I do actually. I was really interested to know, gentlemen. Would you rather be able to chew on sand and have it turn to glass,
Ow.
or when you pee, it can set fire to stuff?
Amazing. Jacob, you had one loaded in the chamber to ask our asker, and I cut you off because I was like, I want to make sure this is in the actual. So take it away, because I have to consider.
Man. Yeah, I feel like I got a lot of questions.
And I
Okay,
think we
okay.
have a similar question.
So with the pea fire, does it just light anything on fire, regardless of what it is, or is it like
So if you
can
still-
if you so choose?
Like, could you light metal on fire?
So you have choice in the matter up to the material. So like if you pee in a toilet that's not gonna like catch fire,
That's
you can
water.
still pee in that toilet. But if you have to go like take a whiz in the bushes, you're gonna set the brush on fire.
Okay. Does it behave sort of
Okay.
like the pee doesn't hurt us at all? Like, is it essentially it's neutral when it's inside of us, but then once it hits
Yes.
air, it's ignited, sort of like a flamethrower. And that's
Yeah, exactly. But it still comes out as pee.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
so like when
so
it hits the material?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man. So it's sort of like like a weird chemical.
Yeah, you don't just have like a flamethrower for a dick. Don't
That
get
would be
too
fucking
excited.
rad. That's why I was like, okay, I'm just jetting fire out of my penis every time I go pee. This is awesome. Just a
Okay.
Hey guys, want something nuts? Sorry.
No, I don't. Thank you for asking.
Could you use it as fuel though? Like let's say you run out of gas and you're driving across the country.
Oh.
You couldn't use it as like a replacement for something like gasoline, but if
Okay.
you happen to like find yourself upon a coal-powered train that needed stuff to burn, you could probably
I
pee
see.
into
Okay.
the furnace.
All right, Jacob.
So I'm traveling
you know what we need to
everywhere
do.
by steam power now. I'm converting all my utilities to steam power.
So essentially, we could just construct like an elaborate train heist of a train that's still coal operated.
I love the way these always come around to heist.
You know, it's because I have a criminal mindset. I can't help myself. So listen, if I can pee fire, I'm getting up to mischief. So I don't know. I'm trying to think of like we'd have to convince. Go back in time, some cowboys. Too much work. Never mind.
Okay. What was the other one though? You could chew on sand and make it glass.
That's okay. So, will the glass hurt my mouth if I chew the sand once it turns into glass in my mouth? Like, am I gonna cut my mouth up?
No, it'll have like it won't be like sharp glass. It'll have smooth edges.
Oh my god! So I just gotta be super careful, not to like crunch down.
Can you like
by accident.
form it somehow, or is it just like?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It
you
kinda
can
just-
you can get really skilled and use your tongue to like it's kind of like glass blowing but in your mouth, but you can't see it.
So you can make small things, but not large.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it safe to assume then that my mouth can withstand insane temperatures because it's heating this glass? I've got like a mega mouth.
You shouldn't have someone pee into your mouth, but
Because that was my second question. I was gonna say, if I had both of these abilities, could I potentially piss fire into my mouth and freak people out?
I mean, I think that without the fire, you would still freak people out.
Okay, but what a party trick,
Yeah,
right?
even if you didn't have either of these abilities, you would freak people out.
But picture this. Picture this, right? You're at a party and you're like, I'm gonna pee in my mouth. Okay, that's weird, Q. Yeah, but watch. And then you're breathing fire. I'll blow people's fucking minds. I mean, it would be gross at first, and then they'd be like, okay, we have a wizard here, clearly. And then you could use that new wizard status that people just gave you to achieve so much in life.
Like time travel, and then you can steal a train.
Yes. See, this is what I mean. This is why I collected you all here, so that we could figure these things out. This is what I was getting at. Brilliant.
You're walking down the street and people start whispering behind their hands. They're like, "Oh, do you know that guy? That's Quentin, the dick wizard."
I've got a wand, and I never lose it. I keep it in a special spot right between Freddy and Eddie, my two legs. Who names their legs? Me.
You do. Oh, I kind of want to name my legs now.
Quick tangent. Do you know anyone who legitimately names like their fists or their testicles or something
They're
like
schlong.
that? I know people like that who have actually named like their left and right ball. Jacob, have you ever encountered this?
I've met someone who has named their breasts before.
Oh,
I haven't encountered that yet.
I
just find that strange. Sorry, I just cut you off.
That's fine. I've never I've heard about it, but I always thought it was just like a haha funny.
No, dude. I've talked to people that legitimately like. I know at least 2 people that have legitimately done that. I find that so strange. What the hell's the point? Anyway, back to the matter at hand.
Would you rather we were gonna add a branch? It's either the pea fire, the glass chewing, or that you get to name your dick and balls.
There's 3 options now.
Yeah.
Can I control the color of the glass when I'm forming it up in my mouth, or like random? Or do I have to add in like?
You'd have to add in color, but it can be different depending on the type of sand that you're chewing on. Like if it's just kind of like a white beach sand, it'll probably just be clear glass. But if you went to one of those pink sand beaches, it might be kind of pink.
Fuck, and then there are black sand.
Yeah.
This makes me really curious about sand in general. You know, how much do we know about sand?
I just keep thinking about chewing it.
Which, now I have a question for you. Why do you think about chewing on sand?
I don't know. It was
all the
4 in the morning.
Well, I'm picturing I'm just trying to figure out like what led to this thought process. Like, what steps was your brain taking at that time in the morning to be like, da 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 da, and now we're chewing on sand?
I
You know,
don't know.
I feel like, cause like sand, it's like it's just a granular. You know, like you'd have to have like a whole bunch of sand in your mouth. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm picturing like small grains. Like, how do you chew it? It's so small. Yeah, you just have a bunch of sand in your mouth.
You have to put a lot of sand in your
What a choking hazard. Is that something that that's probably something you really have to chewing on all.
Yeah,
It
you're
suddenly
gonna have to be
turns to,
careful about it until it starts to turn into glass. At that point, like it'll probably be big enough that it's not gonna get sucked down your tube,
well,
but
that's what I'm saying. You've had this smooth glass thing. I feel like it could easily slide and like caught in that, you know, throat. So
oh,
slidey
probably.
back there.
But imagine the payoff.
Yes, the payoff of having glass in my mouth. It's amazing.
And then
Well,
selling it to someone in P-Town.
and yeah, I mean that's the big draw to that one, right? Like peeing fire. The thing about peeing fire is like you gotta keep that in mind like all the time, right? You can't really control that. Chewing sand thing is like it's sweet. It's like a sweet ability you now have. Like you're not always chewing sand.
Yeah,
You
there's
know,
like no
if you-
downside. I don't think I've ever chewed on sand before, you know?
No, Jacob. I feel like there's a significant downside. You'll have glass in your mouth.
Yeah,
Even
but you
if
can
it's
just not chew sand and your life won't change. Like I don't
Yeah,
chew
I mean-
sand regularly.
But you could.
okay. I don't know what you do with your fucking weekend, but I chew sand at least every Friday, Saturday, maybe even a Sunday. Find myself at the beach, you know. Oh my god, that's another question. If you get like a little bit of sand in your mouth, like will that turn into like small little glass balls, like the little granules?
Yes.
Only if you chew
See,
it.
Yeah, if it like ends up grinding between your teeth. Like when you go swimming at the beach, if you like
my
go under the
God.
water, the way you might get some sand in your mouth and you like
Yeah.
you can't tell until later. Or like you put your food down while you're at the beach and then you like pick it up and you take a bite
That would
and
be my
there's like
fear.
weird little bits stuck to it.
Because that's what I'm getting at. Is like the weird as rare as it is. Like I don't, but like if you were to get sand in your mouth by mistake and not like notice it or like not be paying attention, that's what I would be afraid of. That's the big drawback. Is like yeah, you get a little bit of grain because like those small little glass fragments you can inhale and it could do like a lot of damage to your lungs or you know like that
Is
what I
that
would be terrified
worse
of.
than just swallowing regular sand though? To me that seems on par with that.
Yeah, but I mean the
Because
thing.
I
Well,
think
like
didn't Emma already say that it's not sharp glass, it's like smooth.
well that's what I'm saying. If you don't notice it, you could accidentally chomp it, and then
Right.
crush it into. Because
Oh.
here's where I'm coming from at this. When you work with fiberglass, it is literally just shards of glass into like frame fibers, and so if you inhale fiberglass, you're essentially breathing in small glass like shards, and it's really fucking bad for you. It just shreds through your blood vessels and stuff. That's what I would be worried of. Like accidentally getting one of those tiny glass shards, essentially breathing in fiberglass almost. That's what that's what I'm terrified of. It's just got too serious. Because I had another question about the glass. Oh, that's what it was. So basically, the like chemical is it? So then the actual chewing of the glass, does that like create like friction and heat in your mouth, or is it like some weird new magical way of like manipulating material? You know, like you have this strange alchemy in your mouth. Not chemistry,
it's not
alchemy.
like your mouth becomes a furnace. Like chewing doesn't like it's not like if you're gonna eat like a food, it's gonna burn in your mouth as you chew it. It's just sand
And it just turns into
to glass. Yes.
It just
oh my
becomes
god,
glass.
it would be it would be like the reverse of chewing on gum, right? Where when you chew on gum, it goes from hard to soft. This would go from like grainy into like slowly malleable into like, oh my god, that would be such a weird situation to have.
Yes, it would.
Then again, let's say you're a real outdoorsman and you get stuck in the woods.
Like on that show.
Yeah, literally, that's exactly why I'm thinking of this. Because peeing, how fucking, remember that one guy, Jacob, whose house burned down? He had all that trouble making fires. If he could just fucking piss out fire, done. I don't know, like, peeing into, like, you know, I normally pee in a toilet, so that doesn't concern me too much. It feels so useful, except for, yeah, I guess.
Although,
I mean, that's the thing.
wait, but if you are stuck in the woods, like on alone, then you can't pee in the toilet.
I was just gonna say, I was actually just gonna go back to the question of, so like if I peed on a bunch of pebbles and stones, those wouldn't light on fire because they're not.
No, but if they're in the grass around it could.
Yeah, I would.
So you'd
I
have
would
to
just pee.
you'd have to pee in a lake, I think, is your best option.
Yeah, well, I mean, there were spots that were pretty rocky there that I feel like you. But yeah, you definitely have to go in the lake for the most. But when winter hits, there's all that snow. It'd be pretty sweet to watch all that, like, because is the pee like super hot too in general?
It's about as hot as pee gets.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, like, it'd be pretty neat to watch all this. Oh no, our friend Jacob seems to be having connection trouble.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you guys for a second. Just left.
Well, Jacob, how do you feel? How are you leaning? Because I'm honestly pretty torn on this.
I am slightly undecided. I think I'm definitely leaning towards the glass.
You know what? Just to contest you, I'm gonna go pee fire.
Okay.
Pee fire for Quentin.
Fire pee, like you know the Spitfire skater thing. That's me.
Yeah.
Pee fire.
What a like relatively clean channel into your decision. I just feel as though there's usually a lot of like going back and forth in the discourse on the blah blah blah. I find this very like it was a very smooth. Yeah. I'm gonna pee fire.
I'm trying to be more deliberate in my decision making these days. You know, we're also at the 20-minute mark. Also, I have the timer here. You guys do not have the timer.
That's true.
Little backyard backseat. What is it called? In-game. I always forget that term for like insider baseball or something. Whatever it is.
Insider
people talk
trading.
About, like, no. That it's a colloquialism for like not even a colloquialism. It's like a saying for industry chat. Like not even industry secrets. Like when people talk about producing a show and like the things that go into it, like offhand, that sort of. Forget what the term for that is. Something baseball. Because the idea is that it's like not everybody's gonna understand it. Only if you're in the. I was a joke because I was talking about the. It's meta essentially. Because I'm talking about the show that we're recording and how we're stupid. It was dumb. Let me pee fire. Jacob, what's your choice?
I'm gonna chew glass.
You gonna chew glass?
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, you and I have got to go into business together somehow. I don't know how pee and glass, flaming pee and glass go together, but just like the gluey skin and gemstone heist, we got to make that work.
May I offer a suggestion?
Yes, please.
So, Jacob can now create essentially an unlimited amount of glass on to chew it for a little bit. You can now, so long as you have something to burn, create as much fire as you need with little need for like stoking it. You
A new
guys
Burning
could go
Man.
into business as glass blowers together. You provide the fire, and Jacob makes
provides
glass.
the glass.
Oh shit. Oh,
Emma.
perfect.
Such
You
a
call me
like
big brain
practical. Such a practical. I'm thinking of all these insane, like, okay, we could use the glass to create like a flux thing to go back in time to do the fucking Old West, and you're like, go into business as two regular gentlemen with extraordinary powers. That
Because-
could be it. That could be the name. Like regularly extraordinary men.
Yeah, like you could have like a little a workshop space and then like give tours, and then people would come through and they'd be like, awesome. You'd be like, here's step 1 in the process, and then you turn around and start to unzip your pants and they're like,
No.
whoa, what?
No, we don't share that. We don't share that. So that's how long does it is it like it's normal fire, I'm assuming, right? Like it doesn't take on like a coloration depending on like what I've been eating that day. So like
Well-
if I have a bunch of like copper in my diet, it won't turn like green.
Actually, now that you've said it, I like that idea. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. High copper flin or high chlorophyll, whatever it is. There's I forget the name of the actual substance, but it's in some of these CBD things I have. Chlora something. It's like a copper base. I don't know. But it makes your urine green if you have an excess of it in your and so green fire. So cool.
Green fire, baby.
Green fire. Green fire and fucking glass. I like this. And then Emma can use her gemstone eyes to try to gather up sand. Somehow. Somehow.
I can look at your glass stuff and make it look like really cool cartoon stuff.
Oh my. We could. Just get too into it. Guys, Emma, that was a good question.
Thank you. It was
Thank you
born
for
at 4
asking.
a.m.
I feel like that's when the best questions are formed, though, or born. You know,
Oh, I would agree.
right in that weird space. I think we're done with this episode, guys. Time to get back on our rocket ship and fly into the next. And as we do, you know, the reptoids are behind us. We got to get rocking. So.
Zubbity boop wop wow.
Somebody boop bop wow. Yeah, bye guys.
Peace.
Are we leaving?
Yeah, that'll be the end of it.